Good evening and welcome to Giants Roundup. As tonight the Giants just can't find a way to win a series and lose to the DBacks 3-1. And now their record falls to 7-11 on the season, which is not all that heavenly either. You can follow on Twitter and Facebook, and please be kind and hit that subscribe button. And this was not a good outing. This was another outing where the bats just could not get going, and they ruin a really good outing out of Ty Block. Ty Block did his part tonight. He was, and believe it or not, the Giants started off with the lead in the second inning with Brandon Belt hitting a home run to make it 1-0. Now, where are those negative Nellies on Belt now? He's 1 for 4, 255 average. And yeah, he did have one strike. He had no strikeouts tonight either. That's good. He did have a home run and no strikeouts. Progress for Brandon Belt. But then Arizona, they kept coming back. And then in the third inning, David Peralta comes in and deposits a home run off of Ty Block to make it 1. Okay, it's a Peralta single to center to score Jeff Mathis to make it 1-1. And then AJ Pollock homers to left, and that would spell the end of Ty Block's night. And then Reyes Maranta gives up his first earned run of the year off of a home run off of Curtel Marte, and that's your final score of 3-1. And fortunately, once Greinke got settled in, he was the Giants' killer we all come to know. And his stuff wasn't great either. He did not crack 90 on the radar tonight, but he was effective nonetheless tonight. He only gave up 3 hits, and the Giants only got 5 hits altogether tonight. But the bats went anemic, and maybe part of that is the humidor. Yes, they're using the humidor now in Chase Field to help cut down on some of the fly balls that would maybe routine fly balls that would become home runs. And also, they did push back the fences this year too to cut down on the home runs at Chase Field. It seems like it's working thus far, as the pitching's doing a lot better at Chase Field this year. Tonight, the bats were just. Gregor Blanco played left today in place of Hunter Pence, and I expect we'll probably see Blanco start again. As I think they're certainly going to give Hunter Pence a mental rest and have him good and fresh Saturday for the Angels, on where I think his leash is about to be really short. As I think the message now sent, Pence has got to start hitting, or else you could see a roster move in another week. But Brandon Crawford 0 for 3, Evan Longoria 0 for 3. Gorkis Hernandez plays center tonight, so it was the Gorkis and Blanco show. Gorkis 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Whereas Arizona, Jeff Mathis, believe it or not, did most of the damage. He was 2 for 2. So that's kind of a little bit of. Goldschmidt held in check 1 for 3. But Greinke started dealing after he only had 2 strikeouts, but he was able to get outs. And then, and if there's one good takeaway, is Sam Dyson had a really good inning tonight out of the pen. So that hopefully that goes a long way towards building his confidence back up. And Brad And Brad Boxberger has become the shutdown closer for the D-backs this year. He's definitely looked like an upgrade over Fernando Rodney and is 6 for 6 in save ops right now. And Arizona's not going anywhere. They're 13-5 for a reason. They know how to acquire talent, and they've gotten the farm system. I don't think Arizona's going away anytime soon. But this is just a tough loss for Ty Block. He was excellent tonight. 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched. 3 walks, okay. That's okay. Four strikeouts. I mean, that's normally Block doesn't strike out a lot of batters. Unfortunately, the bats couldn't get going tonight, and now see. I'm gonna check the standings here. And lucky for them, San Diego lost tonight, so they both have 7 wins, but San Diego has more losses at this time, at this moment. So Giants they need to win a series. They really do. They really need to maybe capitalize on a LA team that's about to get swept by Boston. So they might have to go take advantage of an Angels team that's kind of gotten the wind taken out of their sails as of right now. And you know what? The other good news is Jeff Samardzija will be returning tomorrow night to the Giants rotation. Samardzija will be activated, and hopefully Samardzija can give the Giants 7 innings, not give up any home runs at pitcher-friendly Angel Stadium. As they get ready to go to the OC. And also make a note, tomorrow night's game is on free TV. In the Bay Area, it'll be NBC Sports Bay Area, Sacramento, Channel 31, Fresno, Channel 7, or My Central Valley. So tomorrow night's game is on over-the-air antenna television. And it'll be Andrew Heaney against Jeff Samardzija. This could be a matchup that could help get the Giants' bats together. And really, the bats have no history against Heaney, so take advantage. Take advantage of a pitcher you've not faced. Take advantage of this matchup. I think Samardzija. We'll see. We'll see how rusty Samardzija is. But Trout does have some ownage on. But Mike Trout would be the only one who has ownage on him. But this is certainly a game that could be winnable for the Giants. Go out there, get a win. And then on Saturday, this will be a weird time of 6 o'clock game on Saturday. And it'll be Derek Holland against Garrett Richards. And that one kind of favors the Angels. And Panda is the only one who has and maybe see Panda play that game. But you got a Richards that's still getting his sea legs after missing most of last year with an injury. And that'll be your Saturday matchup. And then the 1 o'clock Sunday matchup will be Johnny Cueto possibly against Shohei Ohtani. And Ohtani got roughed up in his last outing, so that's Cueto, that's definitely a good sign. This could be a series the Giants can win. Yeah, and give Cueto some fucking run support. Or of course they might be calling up somebody to replace Shoemaker, who's on the disabled list now, or J.C. Ramirez. But if you get 2 out of 3, it's not too bad. Then maybe you go 9-12 coming back home. Then all's not lost. But if you take 1 out of 2, then you're 8-13. That is not great. I gotta get at least 9-12. At least it looks doable. But the margin of error keeps getting slimmer and slimmer with each loss at this point. And really, if they do come back, say with 8 wins, they end up 8-12 or something like that. You do 8-13. You may mold the idea of a roster move, and that's what could be hanging on the Giants bats if things don't go any better against Anaheim. Is if they lose this series against the Angels, your next option is going to have to be some sort of a roster move on the next homestand, and I think you're going to see Mac Williamson up, and unfortunately, it's going to be adios Hunter Pence. You're going to go sit on the disabled list. You're going to be bubble wrapped for the rest of the season. This is do or die for Hunter Pence. He needs to get that bat going. He needs to find his swing, because I just don't think Bochy can wait much longer for Pence. Or if nothing else, Blanco needs to pick it up. Hernandez needs to pick it up. But somebody in the outfield needs to swing. The everyday outfielders right now are barely hitting over 200. Jackson's barely over 200. McCutcheon's barely over 200. That's not good. This is not good. And if you can't get the bats going soon, you're going to have to make a roster move. And maybe the time might be coming for a roster move if things don't get any better. This is what the Angel series is going to decide. If they lose this Angel series, I think a roster move is coming. And then that might be the time to make a roster move, and it could be worse. You could be Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati just fired their manager today, Bryan Price, after starting the season 3-15. Jim Riggleman's going to take over as the interim manager, and Riggleman's going to be tasked with trying to change the culture in Cincinnati. Votto's not had a good year. Homer Bailey's starting to come back. Maybe he becomes a trade chip at the deadline. We'll see. But the Reds are just in a very bad situation. And now it's going to be Jim Riggleman's turn to take over. And I think the big mistake would be bringing in Barry Larkin to manage the Reds. I just don't think that would be a good fit for Cincinnati. But yeah, I will see how. And then, of course, another candidate's going to be John Farrell. Farrell's right now in the Reds organization. He's certainly going to be a candidate. Another name rumored is Joe Girardi. I don't know if that's a great place for Joe Girardi. But the Reds have some tough questions to answer at this point after firing Price. And that will lead us into our MLB Roundup for today. And in a slugfest, the Tigers beat the Orioles 13-8. Your winning pitcher, Jordan Zimmermann. Your losing pitcher, Alex Cobb. Zimmerman, 4 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings pitched. Cobb, not good again. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 7 runs, 5 earned, and now owns a whopping ERA of 15.43. Then Mike Wright Jr. comes in, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. And the Bats were just having a field day in Detroit today. Jamir Candelario, 4 for 4. Miggy Cabrera goes 3 for 5. Lenoyce Martin, 3 for 5. Jose Iglesias, 3 for 5. And for Baltimore, Tim Beckham, 3 for 4. Adam Jones, 3 for 5. Manny Machado, 3 for 5. The Bats were certainly going in this game. And then Chad Bell, 2 earned runs in 1 2/3 innings pitched. Drew Verhagen, 2 earned runs in 1 inning pitched. And now Baltimore falls to 5-14. And now they're below in the cellar. And might I dare, at some point, do we see Buck Showalter be asked to step aside? Or do maybe they fire Dan Duquette midseason? That would not surprise me. I think at this point Duquette is on borrowed time. It totally would not be surprising me if Dan Duquette's the next person fired this season. As Peter Angelos is going to have to make some big changes in Baltimore very soon. As now they are 5-14, and this is looking like a very long year for the Orioles. The Cubs beat the Cardinals 8-5. Your winning pitcher John Lester, your losing pitcher Luke Weaver. Probably Luke Weaver's worst start of the season today. 4 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. And Lester was brilliant. 6 scoreless innings, seven strikeouts. Anthony Rizzo goes 3 for 4. Goes 3 for 4. Jason Hayward with 2 for 4 with a home run. And Lester's run was unearned. Eddie Butler, though, 4 runs, 3 earns without recording an out. And Brandon Morrow has been a good closer thus far, 3 for 3 in save ops. Matt Bowman, 2 earned runs in 1 1/3 innings pitched. And the Astros beat the Mariners 9-2. Your winning pitcher Charlie Morton, your losing pitcher Marco Gonzalez. Jose Altuve 3 for 4 for the Astros today. Max Stassi, former Fresno Grizzly Max Stassi, 2 for 3. And now has a batting average of .310. And Gonzalez, 3 unearned runs in 4 2/3 innings pitched. 8 strikeouts, that was the good part. But they need to dig deep and find some pitching if the Mariners have any hope of making the postseason this year. Tony Sipp, 2/3 of an inning pitched, 2 earned runs. Dan Altavilla, an earned run in 1 1/3 innings pitched. Mark Repazinski, an earned run in 1 inning pitched. Wade LeBlanc, 4 earned runs in 2 innings pitched for Seattle. And the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 4-3. Your winning pitcher Chad Green, your losing pitcher Aaron Sanchez. And Giancarlo Stanton actually got a hit and now is over the Mendoza line. So maybe all is not lost for. And then Gary Sanchez 1 for 4 at hitting a .194 at this point. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. All rise for Aaron Judge's 5th home run of the season. And not a good outing from CC Sabathia today. 2 unearned runs in 4 1/3 innings pitched. But the bullpen was good today. And Sanchez, tough luck. 3 earned runs in 6 innings pitched. Just didn't get the run support. And in the Battle of Pennsylvania, no, not the hockey Battle of Pennsylvania, the baseball Battle of Pennsylvania. The Phillies take game one 7-0. Your winning pitcher, Jake Arrieta, man, he has looked good. Best start since he's joined the Phillies. 7 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts for Arrieta today. Jameson Tylon, oh, God. What a rude awakening. What a rude welcome to Philadelphia today. 5 earned runs, 1 2/3 innings pitched. Tyler Glass now comes in, gives up 2 earned runs and 3 2/3 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. It was just not his day in Philadelphia today, as he just did not pitch well at Citizens Bank Park. And in hot Atlanta today, the Braves just clobber the Mets 12-4. Your winning pitcher, Matt Whistler. Your losing pitcher, Matt Harvey. 6 earned runs and 6 innings pitched for Harvey. And Harvey could be falling out of favor here in New York pretty soon. Kurt Suzuki 3 for 4 for the Braves. And a home run for Suzuki, too. And, okay, Freddie Freeman was back today, so that's really good news. Freddie Freeman was back in the lineup. But man, Harvey's ERA is at 6, and he certainly could be falling out of favor. And I think the Mets would love to get rid of Harvey at this point. Maybe pennies on the dollar. He could be waived if things don't turn around soon. I certainly think they could waive Matt Harvey if other options become available. Jerry Blevins comes in. Not a good day for him. 4 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning pitched. Gerson Bautista, 2 earned runs and 1 1/3 innings pitched. Lucas Sims, 3 earned runs for Atlanta in 1/3 of an inning pitched. And the Brewers open up on the Marlins today, 12-3. Your winning pitcher, Chase Anderson. Your losing pitcher, Dylan Peters. Lorenzo Cain goes 3 for 4 with a home run today. Ryan Braun, a pinch hit home run, his 4th home run of the season. Lewis Brinson, 2 for 3 with a home run. Peters, 4 earned runs and 4 2/3 innings pitched, 5 walks. Odrismar Despaigne, 2 earned runs and 2/3 of an inning pitched. Junichi Tazawa, 6 earned runs and 2/3 of an inning pitched. Now Miami's starting to fall into the team that we thought we would see this year. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Angels are losing to the Red Sox 5-2 as the Red Sox look for the sweep. Right now, former Fresno Grizzly and former Giant Heath Hembree is pitching for the Red Sox. And Eduardo Rodriguez, man, Boston definitely has some pitching depth this year. And they're going to have some tough decisions to make as players get healthy, as the rotation gets healthy. And I think look for the name David Price on the waiver wire this year. I think Boston may look to get rid of David Price soon. Or you could see David Price become a very expensive bullpen arm for the Red Sox. Eduardo Rodriguez looks like he's going to be a keeper in the majors at this point. And tonight, down in the PCL, The 51s are leading the Fresno Grizzlies 7-1 in the top of the 8th inning. And the River Cats lose to the Bees 10-7. And it looks like Mac Williamson got a night off tonight after only going 2 for 8 the last couple games. So that's what happens. You go 2 for 8, you get benched. Hector Sanchez 2 for 3. Ryder Jones 2 for 5. Austin Slater 2 for 4. Alan Hansen 4 for 5. I'm wondering if I'm starting to wonder if possibly Austin Slater's another call up option if the Giants make a roster move at this point. I mean, Slater can actually hit the bat in the majors, can swing the bat in the majors, so that's tough. Maybe you go with Austin Slater. This is going to be a good debate the next few weeks. You want Gregorio out of the pen tonight. Oh, no, Gregorio, no pitch. No. 5 earned runs without recording an out. No. Johan Gregorio, no pitch tonight. Osmer Morales, 5 earned runs and 4 2/3 innings pitched for the Bees. So no Mac watch tonight, but Austin Slater, 4 for 5. He's hitting 463. He's hitting 433, excuse me. So, you know what? Mac Williamson may not be the only option to call up at this point. And now on to the Warriors. And the sad passing of Greg Popovich's Aaron Popovich, Greg Popovich's wife. And the Warriors just dominated the Spurs tonight, 110-97. I just didn't think the game mattered for the Spurs tonight. They were distracted with the loss of Ellen Popovich and Aaron Popovich was probably a distraction tonight for the Spurs. And it showed 110-97. And Kevin Durant was good tonight, 26 points. Klay Thompson, 19 points. Sean Livingston, 16 points off the bench tonight. Quinn Cook, 12 points off the bench. And now the Warriors are 1 game away from sweeping the Spurs. And my question now for the Spurs is, I wonder if this is going to be the end of the line for Greg Popovich. I mean, losing your wife has just got to be tough in the middle of the playoffs, and this has got to be a distraction for the Spurs. They are a great organization. They are one of the classiest organizations in the NBA. And you know, Popovich has nothing left to prove, honestly. I think if I were Popovich, I would mold the idea of retirement after losing my wife. And this is something that it's going to get discussed. Is maybe does Popovich call it quits and take some time away from the game, grieves the loss, and you know, the Spurs are going to be swept. And there's a lot of question marks. Is Kawhi Leonard going to be back with the Spurs next year? That's certainly an option there. Is Kawhi Leonard going to return? Pau Gasol's not been great. This is going to be Patty Mills and LaMarcus Aldridge's team, but is this it for Ginobili? I think this and Tony Parker. This is certainly a situation where the Spurs are facing a retool next year. And it looks like for the Warriors, their next opponent might be the Pelicans, so that might be another winnable series right there without DeMarcus Cousins. So the Warriors right now, they're looks like everything's coming up roses for them. I really thought they would end up playing I thought Portland would give them a fight, but now does Terry Stotts get fired if they get swept? That's going to be a question for Portland. And also on to a little bit of Niners news today. The NFL schedules were released today. And the 49ers schedules were released today. And they will start the regular season this year in Minnesota to play the Vikings. September is going to be a tough month. A, a road trip against some tough NFL teams. You're going to have the Vikings week 1, then you go home to play the Lions, and you're back on the road to play the Chiefs, the Chargers. That'll be your September. They could be 1-3 by there if they're not careful, but maybe 2-3 after the card. Then they get the Cardinals October 7th. That might be winnable. Then you got to go to Lambeau week 6 to play the Packers on Monday Night Football. We're gonna figure out how good this 49ers team is. We'll see how this retooled Packers team looks too. Then after that, they go home to play the LA Rams on Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a really good game before playing the Cardinals. And then Battle of the Bay Thursday, November 1st against the Oakland Raiders. Followed by November 12th at home against the New York Giants on Monday Night Football. Then they get the Buccaneers, then the dreaded Seattle Sea Chickens on Sunday Night Football. Followed by the Denver Broncos in week 14, the Sea Chickens again in week 15, week 16, the Bears. And after the Bears, they go to LA and play the Los Angeles Rams. And that will be your NFL season. This is not an easy task, but I think this Niners team is going to be game for it. And I think they're going to fight for a playoff spot this year. And I'm looking forward to the 49ers. But hopefully not too soon. Hopefully the Giants can bounce it back first so I don't get too overly excited about the 49ers or everybody else at this point. Well, hopefully though tomorrow night goes better for the Giants as this is a must-win series against the Angels. They cannot get too much farther behind. Hopefully Sharp can come in, pitch 7 or 8 innings, have a good outing, don't give up the long ball, and take advantage of a bad pitcher. What the Giants need to do. Everybody have a good night. I will see you tomorrow night, and enjoy the game on free over-the-air antenna television tomorrow night. Good night.